Hello everyone, in this tutorial we're gonna solve level 8 of Ethernaut, which is called Vault. So in this level we need to unlock the vault to pass the level. What does this mean? There is a contract called Vault. Let's get a new instance of it. This contract simply has a boolean variable called locked. It is being set to true in the constructor, and it also has another state variable called password that also being set in the constructor. But the locked variable is public while the password variable is private. We need to call unlock function with the correct password so that we can unlock the contract. As you can notice that the locked state variable is public, which means that I can call it from here. But I cannot call the password like this to read it because it is private. Even if we looked at the contract API, you cannot see any function that can call the password here. Even the password state variable is private, we still can inspect it because the private variables on the chain are not really private. They are still publicly accessible and we can inspect it. The keyword private here only means that this state variable is not accessible from outside this contract, which means there is no getter function so that any other contract can read this value. But we still can inspect the value of the password. We can read the storage of the contract to get the value of the password. So how can we do this? As we know that each variable of these state variables is stored in a slot. So this variable is stored at slot 0, while this variable is stored at slot 1. Each 32 bytes in Solidity is considered one slot. So if you wrote uint 128 variable and another uint 128 variable, both of them will be put in one slot. In our case here, this boolean variable is stored in one slot at slot 0 and the bytes 32 variable is stored at slot 1. So how can we inspect slot 1 of this contract to read the value of the password? We can use web3 library to do this. There is a function called web3.eth.get storage at that takes two parameters. The first one is the contract address that you want to inspect, and the second one is the slot number. So in this example, I want to read slot number 1. I can put await before it because it returns promise. And here we got the password. It's in hexa format and we're gonna submit it in hexa format to the contract because this parameter takes bytes 32. If you want to convert this hexa to ASCII so that you can look at the original text, you can use this function web3.utils.hex to ASCII. A very strong secret password. Now let's call the unlock function in the contract, and I will pass this hex format password to it. Wait until the transaction is confirmed on the chain. It's confirmed. So before we submit the instance, we can read the value of the locked variable right now again. it's called locked. Now it's false. Let's submit the instance. Well done. So congratulations, we exploited this level and you learned that the private keyword doesn't mean that it is really private. Anything can be publicly accessible and we can inspect anything on the chain using the contract storage. Thanks for watching. See you in the next tutorial.